flag on the plate. Hey, this is Mr. Hook 76. Hey, I make sure you like, subscribe. A like is free. Now check this out. So I was looking at some articles today, and I came across this one article like Corporal Punishment. I'm like, Corporal Punishment? Isn't that something to do with somebody in prison or somebody in jail? But nope. It has something to do with schools. Schools still conducting corporal punishment in schools. And I was like, what? So I had to look it up and see what schools or which state was still doing this. Some of run off these states that are still having corporal punishment in their classrooms or in schools. And when I say not banned across the board, that means all the way across. That means public and private. And I will mention the ones that are private and public. I will name them out by each state. So the first state here is going to be, it's not banned across the board, is Alabama. Alaska is banned since 1989, but not banned in the private sector. Arizona is banned across the board. Arkansas is banned across the board. California is banned since 1986. Banned since 1986, but not banned in the private sector. Colorado is banned across the board. Connecticut is banned. I'm sorry. Colorado is not banned across the board. I believe I said that correctly. Connecticut is banned since 1989, but not banned in the private sector. Delaware is banned since 2003, which is only 20 years ago, but not banned in the private sector. So, District of Columbia banned since 1977, but not banned in the private sector. Florida, not banned across the board. I'll give you a quick story about Florida. I had corporal punishment when I would say first grade, from 1982 to 1983, I believe it was. So what happens is you're going to have one teacher's going to hold your shoulder. It's going to have a principal, and the assistant principal is going to be there. One's going to hold your shoulder on your left and right. And then you're going to have the principal is the one's going to proceed to give you those licks. And I believe those licks were 2 or 3. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. But it didn't hurt. So, it's not like they pull your pants down. You still had your clothes on. So it didn't really hurt. But they gave you some good whackings. But that was a long time ago. I didn't even know they still did it here. But in Georgia, across the board, not banned. Hawaii banned since 1973, but not banned in the private sector. Idaho was not banned across the board. Illinois is banned since 1994, but not banned in the private sector. Indiana is not banned across the board. Iowa was banned since 1989. Across the board, 1989 is banned since 1989 on across the board, private and in the public sector. Kansas is not banned across the board. Kentucky is not banned across the board. Louisiana is banned since August 1st, 2017, but not banned in the private sector. Maine is banned since 1975, but not banned in the private sector. Maryland is banned since 1993, but not banned in the private sector. Massachusetts is banned since 1971, but not banned in the private sector. Michigan was banned since 1989, but not in the private sector. Minnesota was banned since 1989, but not in the private sector. So we have Mississippi is banned from July 2019, but not banned in the private sector. Missouri is not banned across the board. Montana is banned since 1991, but not in the private sector. Nebraska is banned since 1988, but not banned in the private sector. Nevada is banned since 1993, but not banned in the private sector. New Hampshire is banned since 1983, but not in the private sector. I believe I said Nevada was banned in 1983, which I was mistakenly wrong. It was banned since 1993, but not banned in the private sector. Let's go down to New Jersey. New Jersey has been since 1867 across the board, private and public. 1867, nobody received corporal punishment. Wow, that's a long time ago. New Mexico was banned since 2011, but not banned in the private sector. New York banned since 1985, but not in the private sector. It's not banned. So it's across the board. North Carolina is not banned. Not banned across the board, but the public school was not banned, literally not banned since October 2nd, 2018. I guess they reinstated it October 2nd, 2018. North Dakota is banned since 1989, but not banned in the private sector. Ohio banned since 2009. But not banned in the private sector. Oklahoma has is banned since November 2017, but not banned in the private sector. So in the public, excuse me, in the public sector, that says that unless the parents gives a written consent. So I guess you still can get corporal punishment in Oklahoma, all depending on what your parents say. Oregon's banned since 1989. But not banned in the private sector. Pennsylvania is banned since 2005, but not banned in the private sector. It says Rhode Island banned since 1977, but not banned in the private. So South Carolina's banned across the board. It's not banned across the board. I apologize. Not banned across the board. And we have South Dakota banned since 1990. But not banned in the private sector. Tennessee is banned, but once again, July 2008 has been banned since July 2018. But if you're able to get your parent consent, they can you still can receive corporal punishment. So I guess you have to act good in a couple of these states. Oklahoma and Tennessee, you have to act right. Unless your parents give permission, they can give corporal punishment. But it's not banned in the private sector. Texas, no surprise, is not banned on both the public and in the private. So Utah is banned since 1992. Private sector is not banned. Vermont banned since 1985. Not banned in the private sector. Virginia was banned since 1989. Not banned in the private sector. Washington was banned since 1993, but not banned in the private sector. West Virginia was banned since 1994, but not banned in the private sector. Wisconsin was banned since 1988, but not in the private sector. So Wyoming is not banned and not banned in the private. Basically cover both the public and private. So it looks like there's only one of these states that it looks like it's New Jersey in the private sector. I'm sorry, New Jersey and Iowa in the private sector has been banned and with corporal punishment. So there's only two states that in the private sector that don't give corporal punishment. The rest of the states I read off, they're taking care of business. I don't know if this is still happening. It's very rare you hear anything of this sort happening. I'm just curious if you guys hear anything, because I really, to be honest, I didn't know this exists anymore. So hey, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and y'all comment and keep the comments going. So let me know what y'all looking for, what kind of material y'all want to know next. Let me know. Let's go. And you guys have a great day. And thank you guys for subscribing.